Hey guys, welcome back to Mystery Arts Inc. And today I want to start off with a little demonstration. You may notice this big, ominous, but somewhat familiar looking box that I have sitting here. And we're going to get back to that. For right now though, I want you to imagine that we're in front of an audience full of people. And we've just asked everybody to think of a, simple two-digit number. One that's not too high, not too low. And let's say that just for your schnitz and giggles, we take a deck of cards. I don't have a sticky note, but we'll use this instead. And let's say we throw this out there, and we have with a Sharpie, and we have somebody write their number sight unseen. So let's say go for this one. We'll go for 36 in this case, right? So as we're doing all this, we have the person come to the stage. Everyone applauds. Everyone's super happy. And they're wondering, what in the heck is this going to be? And you tell people triumphantly that you have, in fact, predicted the number in question. Wow, right? It's going to be crazy. But not only that, you wanted to make sure that it was very, very, personalized on this number. So when you take off the lid on the box, you reach inside and grab a really nicely sealed white clear jar out of the empty box. You then show that on that clear jar, in that clear jar, there's a piece of paper and there is something written in it. You get that nice pop sound. You pull it out and you triumphantly show the results. And you say, is your number still unknown to you somewhere in there? And they say no. Well, shit, this hasn't worked. But then you realize, and you look at it a little bit closer. And as you look at it, you can then have your basic magic square presentation there, because you realize that 8 plus 11 equals 19 plus 16 equals 35 plus 1, which equals 36. And that goes this way, that way, the 4 in the middle, the 4 at the corners, all that into your magic square. So for those of you watching this, that probably did not impress you, because you're watching this for the reason that you want to be able to do this on autopilot with the certain little technology that we were actually talking about here today. Here we go, the Peta printer. Now, I purchased Peta printer as somebody that was from part of the Kickstarter. I did pay full price for it, and shamelessly on top of that, I think this is a really cool tool. I've really enjoyed the Peta watch, which is still working like great for me. I'll be doing a follow-up video on this, talking about a couple months in now, using this thing, having fun with it, using the Time Shifter app by Samir Salim. We've got tons of examples of printing going on here, lots going on. If you want to get this actually for 15% off, not just this particular product, but your entire order at Peta Magic, stay tuned, because this is going to be an interesting one for you today. That being said, let's go ahead and roll that intro. Alright guys, so we're going to really dive deep into the Peta printer today. Looking at a few, what's provided, was provided for me in the Kickstarter, what's going to be provided to you if you invest in this particular version of it here that has this nice black box. This is great for stage performers. You'll probably notice I did have a little bit of a flub there in the beginning, where when I picked the box up, the lid did not go in there correctly, and I have a solution for that I just came up with, but I didn't think about it at the time. But as you can see, the prediction was here in this nice little glass jar, and all that's fun stuff. So this is a kind of super prediction you want to do with the Magic Square, predict anything. This is going to be for you, because there's a lot that can be done with this thing. Obviously, whether you are, going to predict just something while doing walk around or close up, and you hand some paper ball, they name a number, and then you take that paper ball and crumple it and show them that it's a magic square, and then boom, go in from there. There's a lot you can do. So this is one of those things that, while there's a lot of really good to it, I've held off on doing this review because, one, it wasn't available for a long time for new purchasers, so now they've made it available. You can get it on the Peta site. If you use my code that I've got down below, or my link here in the description, you can get actually 15% off, so I do advise you to go in and utilize that. It's super useful. But that being said, sure many of you out there are wondering what's the good, what's the bad. You probably heard mixed things about it, and I'm gonna give a mixed review on this because honestly, the hardware, which is this guy right here, that's the actual printer itself. It's great. You can see here in comparison to a deck of cards, it's very similar size and everything, so not a lot of pocket real estate taken up by this if you decide that you're going to use this for walk around or have this in your pocket as a printer, which I have used so far, and it works really, really well. Freaks people up, let's say. But what are the pros? What are the cons? What's in the box? All that stuff. And to do that, I'm going to show you what's going on here with the overhead cam. So you can see I've got a load of stuff all over. So what's in the box? When you get the Peta printer, you basically just have the printer and a charging cable in there with your instructions. I have not watched the I don't know if they've revised instructions yet. I only have seen the original instructions that went out to pre-order people. That being said, there's not really a lot to this, so I can't imagine they've added much yet, given the fact that the biggest limiter for this thing so far is the software side, not the hardware. The hardware is pretty solid. This is pretty cool. To load it, you pull that off like that. You want to clean this sucker every once in a while, this strip. But, this is great, honestly, hardware-wise. And as you can see here, this is like real-time what happened. We have my Peta impression device in this case with a full deck of cards. If you want to learn to use that, just join the Peta Facebook group and find my post. But my Peta pad itself was in here so that it could then transmit that 36 over to the printer. Now you'll see one of the errors that I've kind of faced with this, again, this is mostly a software issue, not a hardware issue, is it printed the thing really weirdly over in the corner, which I don't understand why it's doing this. It didn't do this until a while back, but normally it's printing things very well. You can see this is actually out of the notepad here, which is a really cool idea that was, I believe, given by, what's his name? A gentleman from Wizard Magic Review, David Penn. Great idea on this, David. Thank you for allowing this. Thank you, Peta, for making this a reality for us pre-orderers and, in general. And then you can see we have tons of prints here that I've made. So that's the one we just made. You can see this one, again, pretty good. A little cut off at the bottom here. This one here, pretty darn good. That's the test thing when you run the test. This one got cut off, so I was kind of playing with learning what's proper paper size. You don't want torn edges like this either. That causes problems. There's the clock face, say, for a prediction for 410. Another one of those. But you can see we've got tons. I've got tons of printings. This one actually was one that I really don't understand how this error happened. This is only 3. Thankfully, this was not a performance one. So you can see here by showing these, while it's not perfect yet, I know for this one was one that was used in a performance. You can see it's beat to shit because I crumpled it up really tightly in my pocket to switch for the paper ball. Same with this one right here, and it's a great, great piece of hardware. Peta needs to fix the software, though, and that is the big thing. So you can actually here, I'll show you kind of comparison here between Sharpie written on one of these pieces of paper and actually what's coming out. And here's the thing, talking at paper, when I bought this, I bought the package that had the lottery tickets, so we do have the lottery ticket effect on here. I'll actually make a print for you of that real quick here in a moment. We got a roll of the slightly thicker, thermal paper that's going to be used in this. And then also I got this notepad full of thermal paper. This is a really cool idea, because what you can do is say, if you wanted to say, you could write, I've predicted your thought, for example, and then have it print on the 4th page, still attached, actually in the notepad. And, very, very cool stuff you can do with this. The possibilities really are endless. So, I really like this thing. I do. And I want to like it more. It's just, again, that software problem is something that I know is going to have to be fixed and addressed before it's really at its full potential. So that being said, let me show you setting this thing up so you can see it. Obviously, I used the Peta Sharpie, and this is going great, but you can see, again, the problem with the Peta Sharpie is that the Sharpie part wipes off pretty quickly, which I don't really care. You got a hole there, but no one notices. You know, or you can use your pen or whatever else. But let me clear some of the other stuff out of the way, my various pads and stuff like that, and show you this thing set up, for example, with the lottery ticket effect. So lottery ticket, they give you this nice thing of, you know, printable lottery tickets. I'm going to go ahead and, so this would be a bad one right here because we've got a little nizzle right here. So I'm going to try and clean that up briefly. Boom, I think I did that. And the way we're going to load the way we load this guy in, to give you an example, is that comes out open there. We want the printing side up. Oh, it's going to do a little bit of action there. And then we're going to tuck that there, tuck that there. So very minimal load time, really, you know. So would this be something you're going to do for every walk-around group? Say, for example, if you're going to have this in your pocket as a walk-around thing? No. I would say this is, and here we press the button here. There we go. You can see that it's caught it pretty well. So let's go over here to the software side, which again is the weakest part. So, to example, to get out of this, I have to actually close Peta and start up again. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to click with printer here. And then I'm just going to, in this case, click the lottery ticket prediction, right? We're going to connect to our pad, and there we go. So what we're going to do now, and you guys will be able to hear this because the printer is not silent. Let's get that straight. The printer is not silent. When I was doing that, I don't think the mic picked it up, but there was a... So you're going to need a little bit of cover if you're going to have it, I think, in the box too, which the box is pretty cool. It kind of goes in here like that, but you're going to need some cover a little bit. But in your pocket, this muffles it really nicely. So let's say that we had 019438276149. Yeah, like that. So we just let that sit. Maybe I need to reset it because I did that. Yep, reset the numbers. 05, like that. Boom. And we're off to the races. So now we're just going to wait here for a few seconds. And what's going to happen is that this is going to actually begin the printing process. Or it should. We'll see. So far, it's not looking like it's going to do that. So this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, though, guys. This is the problematic side of the current iteration of the printer. I would say get it, because it's probably going to go up in price once they release the Pro app, right? And it's still usable right now. I personally don't give a flying F about this particular routine. I don't do lottery prediction stuff. It's not my style. It doesn't fit who I am. So let's go ahead and just reset that in general. And let's have a look here with printer and see if we can figure out what's going on. Troubleshoot this. So connect, and then boom, 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 boom. Cool. And yeah, as you can see, in this case, the Peta printer is not going to want to, agree with me. So this is kind of the issues we're having on this side. But you see, if we actually close that out, so I see this giving me the red indication lights right here. So I'm going to hold down. That should reset it. Maybe it just didn't reset correctly. There we go. And let's try with printer now, and let's try and do this again. Because again, I want to make sure that I want to try and show you guys this does in fact work. It's just, again, this is the big limitation of the Peta printer is the actual software itself. So again, it's not wanting to cooperate in this case, right? So this is the gift and the curse of this particular piece of equipment. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out because, this is something that's just not working right now on it, which is too bad because it's really killer. So it's a really killer effect. So let's say, for example, let's load in a little bit more traditional, the paper itself. So paper itself, you're going to lay out here like this, and then you're going to give a nice little tear because you want even, cleaner edges. We're going to stick this booger right in there, fold that up. Nope, come on now. And boom, it's on. So let's hold down our, yep. So it looks like it's working. And let's just do finger drawing, right? So I'm gonna draw hello. And as you can see here, it's gonna take a sec. And then you can hear it real time here. See it real time here. It is going to print that out just like so. And it's giving me that print. Now, if this is in my pocket, this could come out. I could crumble this up and say have another prediction that I've placed in someone's hand. I could just reach in and grab that in my right hand, pick this up and say, let's have a look here. Actually, here, you open it up. And then they open it up and you've got the prediction. I think that bit of crumpling hides the fact that it's not marker. But this is really, really nice. You know, you can do this with glyphs, obviously, as well. And I think that also some of the paper from glyphs, like the notepad paper, which I think is really cool. Like, he has a sticky note pad that's made of this same material, sort of like we have here with the notepad, which this is really neato. He has that in his collection of offerings. But I'll show you another really cool, and again, I don't like how I have to close that out and restart to do this. That's something that gets on my nerves a little bit. But let's go ahead here, and again, I'm just going to get another slip of paper ready. Actually, let's load the notepad this time so I can show you this. So let's say we wanted to have the prediction 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces in, right? What we could do, take this off. Yeah. Pop that in there. Let's see if I can get this to, if I can coordinate this correctly. I am just a dumb hillbilly at the end of the day. There we go. Hopefully I'm just realizing, hopefully I'm not screwing this whole thing up. There we go. So this would be a bad insert here. So let me go ahead and do that again. All right. I know most of this video is going to be me struggling with getting this thing set. But it's actually really easy. It's just, again, one of those things where you just have to kind of do it a number of times. There we go. Let's make sure that's in there straight. Let's stick that on there. Cool. So if you're doing this walk around, this wouldn't be like something you'd do for everyone. This is something like you'd save for, like, hey, the CEO's over here. He wants to see some magic. And this would be the thing you might blow his skull open with. So then we can press our button there. And then, hold on one sec. There you go. I want those 2 green lights that you see right there. Press it once to make sure. Yep, and it's in there. So let's go ahead in here and with printer device, and let's do this time the impression pad to handwriting. So in this case, here I'm going to actually open up this one. As you can see, I have multiple Peta pads because they are fantastic devices. Watch, see this one vanish off there in a second. Put a magnet on there. Rescan. There we go. Connect. Right? So let's say on the Peta pad, we are going to write, let's say we had someone think of an object and they thought of the moon. So they thought of the moon, right? So what it's going to do is going to pick that up. It's going to transmute it to a style of writing that, you know, looks like it's different handwriting. And as you can see, it's popping it out right there. And boom. It's ready to go. So now if you pull this out of your pocket, you can show, maybe have like the, you know, bit here where you go, I knew you would think of the moon. And it goes in there like that, right? So pretty cool stuff. I wish it's a little bit, I don't know why it's on this weird error right now, not printing over on this side of the thing, but again, this is a software issue that needs to be addressed by Peta, and I know they're working on it right now. But again, software issue that I think can make a huge difference. So, and you can do the same thing with these, obviously, with switching in the paper balls if you want to. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do. So, overall here, you know, we all have kind of had an interesting intro to technological magic being made more affordable by Peta. I've been a huge proponent of like their Peta pads, like I've got in the deck of cards here in this, and if you know, or their Peta watch, which I'll be doing a follow-up video of here soon. This thing's actually served me really, really well. I still love my Apple Watch, so I have to decide which I'm gonna wear generally when I'm out, or just have this and act like it's a broken watch and give it to him. But I think that looks suspect versus, you know, having your Apple Watch. I think these are great products. They're totally worth the price tag affixed to them, in my opinion. So I paid like, I think just over $400 for this guy. I didn't really get too deep into the box here, but the prediction box is cool because, you know, you have this magnetic section here where you put your printer. It then sticks to the top, right? When it gets done printing, it falls out here into the jar you've got in here with it's open like that. The tip I've got that I think would make this a lot better is if you line the edge of this with some kind of gummy substance. It's going to hold that a lot better, because that's what happened in the performance I had, was that tipped over basically. But the paper then falls in there, so all you have to do is just go boop, grab, pull up, and you're good. And there's some cool tips in the video as well of how you can take like a thing of paper tape, put it around the edge to make it look like it's sealed. Cool stuff like that. So overall, I do recommend this. And I'll tell you why. Even though the software right now is, pardon my French, but I'm sorry, Peta, but it's total trash right now. Even though that is a thing at the moment, it's still a really, really cool utility to have in your belt, I guess, of shit you can do. You know, you can't beat the fact that you can basically put a piece of paper in someone's hand, have them name anything, and then boom, there it is. Now, some of the things I hope to see in this in the future too are going to be working with things such as, working with things such as Nameforge, which would allow you to have, an anagram. I think is what I'm trying to say here. Not an anagram and as magicians do, but a real anagram. Like, you have, your name, right? I have my name or Jake, and I might have jovial, accessible, kind, elated, whatever it might be. So that way you can actually have this printed out like a shopping list, and you say, oh, it's my shopping list. Did you see your thing on there? And they go, no, and you go, oh, well, it's too bad. But again, the software just isn't there yet, and it's getting closer. I'm seeing the updates on the Peta Facebook page, and I'm getting really, really excited. But all in all, I know this was not particularly the most positive review at the moment of the Peta printer. I would still say be smart. Get it, because I guarantee once they make the software, it's going to become more expensive, and it's already usable as is right now. You just can't, particularly use some of the, you see some of the features on here are not reliable. Like, we could not get the lottery ticket to work in this case. So, it's up to you. I don't want to press you, but I do say that if you want to get ahead of the curve on this, it's a great piece of technology. I do recommend it. And even if you're not sure about that, you can always, and you want to, wait it out, you can always get something like a Peta pad or the watch to do, say, a Australian watch style routine. Like, it's so cool how I can just literally take this thing, hand it to somebody, they swizzle it face down, hold it in their hand, another person writes down time and thinks of it. I can say the time they give is this, because I get the notification here on my watch, and then from there they check out the watch, and on there is the correct time. It's really cool stuff you can do with this technological magic. So while this was not the most stars and stripes, this thing is perfect already review, it's going to get better. And again, if you want 15% off your entire order over at Peta Magic, all you have to do is use the link down below in the description, or my coupon code also down in the description. So, all that being said, appreciate your time, everyone. Thanks for tuning in again. Sorry it's been a while since the video. Been hitting the gym really hard. You can see I've tanned up, and I'm just trying to get my personal life, business, and fitness all in check again. But we got a lot of cool stuff coming for you, and I just thank you so much for your support. That being said, I'll see you here on the next one. Cheers.